Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Addie Peace Real Estate Tea, where today I just want to take a moment and kind of go over some things that are included in this next stimulus package. Primarily what I'm going to discuss is the $25 billion that has been allocated for emergency rental relief. Now, if you like what you hear in this video, do your girl a favor as you all so graciously do all the time and give me a thumbs up. Also subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification to be notified of future videos on this channel. I have some nice upcoming things as well. And also, as you already know, if you're watching your girl from Instagram, drop her heart, show her some love, okay? All right. Now, I just want to again get into this stimulus package that was just passed, and they, as of the last time I checked in on everything, Donald Trump was due to sign it. He agreed to sign the stimulus package, so that's definitely a good thing. It is not what most had anticipated. Some things did change with it in comparison to the stimulus package that was passed earlier this year. However, it's a start. It will at least help put a band-aid on this open wound, and hopefully it will lead to other types of stimulus, which is what the president-elect Biden has been saying, that there will be more stimulus come January and so forth. So let's hope that that is the case. Not to be too long-winded off into that direction, like I said, I do want to focus on some tidbits here with this rent relief package. So basically, out of this 900 billion stimulus that has been passed, they are saying that 25 billion is allocated towards rental relief. Okay, now good news is the eviction moratorium has been extended until the end of January 2021. So January 31st of 2021, at that point in time, if the eviction moratorium has not been extended, which again, I'm saying that it probably will. I wish they would just go ahead and do it at least for a 6-month period of time, so that way you don't have to keep waiting until the very last minute, like this particular federal moratorium that the CDC had put in place prior, back in September, ended December 31st of this year, but that has since been extended. But my point being is that, to keep doing these little increments and you really don't have anything in place is just causing a little bit more tension than what needs to be in an already really messed up situation for most. So needless to say, federal eviction moratorium, the CDC mandated one, is extended until January 31st of 2021. So that's good. You can breathe easy a bit more from the tenant perspective. Landlord perspective, however, bills are still mounting up. Unfortunately, if you are a landlord who is dealing with a tenant that unfortunately may have lost their job due to the pandemic and so forth. So those types of challenges are still presenting themselves. Hopefully with this 25 billion in rental relief, the states will allocate it accordingly, and landlords will be able to get the cash infusions that they need in order to continue on with their rental practices. So needless to say, according to this new bill, what's written in it, that they are going to do pretty much what they did last time and allocate these funds to the states. The states then have an agency that is in charge of the application process, the vetting process, and allocating the funds to landlords. Now, I pulled some information off of the National Low Income Housing Coalition, or NLIHC, and I'm going to link this information in the description box below. It's a PDF file that you can pull up, look at your leisure, kind of go through it. and it kind of just outlines where these funds are or how they're supposed to be allocated. So the 25 billion is going to be chopped up over the U.S. territories, and it's stating particularly in this particular reading here that the total of 500 million would be allocated to U.S. territories and 800 million to tribal communities. Now, the remaining funds that they would be distributed to cities, states and cities, sorry, with populations of 200,000 or more, and each state would receive a minimum of 200 million. Okay, sounds good so far. Now, 200 million spread across, we already know with these programs, and that's one thing I want to bring up again, like your girl always says, you need to be first in line as feasibly possible as you can. With these types of relief packages, once that money is gone, it's gone. They don't care that, hey, you have your, dog eat your homework, whatever kind of excuse that you have here. They want it's a first come first serve. So if you have all your ducks in a row, if you have all of your paperwork together, you're more than likely going to get your relief sent to your landlord and so forth. And we'll get into all of that as I wrap this up. Like I said, I won't take too much of your time here. So the use of the funds outlined in this reading, it says that at least 90% of these funds must be used to provide financial assistance, including back and forward, rent on and utility payments for up to 18 months. So that was a little different from before. The last relief package definitely catered more towards what the back payments were, where this one you can actually get payments going forward. Obviously, if you can prove that you will not be receiving income in those months to come, if you have a rental insecurity, that hey, I've been out of a job now for a month or so and I'm not going to be going back. I know that I'm not going to be able to make February or March rental payment, then this particular relief package will indeed cover that. So that's a good thing, actually, because you want to be proactive with this. And I notice with a lot of these programs, they are very reactive and it's too late. By the time the money gets into the hands of the landlord, it's paying for whatever back stuff, but they're still accruing other months of rent that are needing to be paid for. So like I said, that's definitely a good thing. And also adding utility payments in there, that's good as well too, especially this time of year when it's cold, at least here in the Northeast where I'm shooting this video at in Lehigh Valley, PA. We definitely experience some cold weather. So utility payments and so forth are definitely helpful. Now, it states here under legislations, cities and states make direct payments to the landlord or the utility companies. Now, if that landlord refuses these payments, then that rental assistance will go directly to the tenant in order for the tenant to directly pay the landlord or the utility company. Now, I have not come across any landlord clients that I've dealt with personally that have said no to getting their payment. I would hope that there is a decent enough communication line at this point with tenants and landlords that they can, work together and be able to get what funds are needed. So everybody wins in this situation. So let's hope that we're all in that mindset. Okay, so hopefully the landlords are cooperating, getting the money. Hopefully the tenants are being cooperative and we're working together. Now, as far as eligibility, is concerned, this legislation is proposing required cities and states to prioritize households the most at risk of eviction. So, definitely being up there in the coming months, you are going to be out on the street because, again, once that moratorium ends, all of that rental payment is due. So if you, again, feel that you're skirting on the risk of not being able to pay months coming, then this bill is definitely a good thing. Now, funds must be used for households below 80% of the area median income, or AMI. Now, with that preference for those below 50 an average median income at 50%, excuse me. So the income determination is based on monthly income of the household and what they're receiving at the time of the application. So those are some of the requirements, and they just kind of bullet point here, and they say that you know, under the bill, the households are eligible for emergency rental assistance funds if one or more of the individuals in the household A has qualified for unemployment benefits. That's a big thing. Obviously, if you have to apply for unemployment, you're not in a good economic situation at this time. You've lost your job, and unemployment does not pay you necessarily everything that you make at your employer. So, and that has also changed too. Just to quickly veer off here, in this new stimulus package, I know the last one, unemployed were able to get up to $600 extra along with their state unemployment. Now it's $300. And I believe that that $300, what they were saying, it's effective as of the date of the bill throughout. So it's not retroactive, this $300, but $300, $300. But anyway, so the next bullet point that they talk about in regard to qualifications, it says that you have to demonstrate a risk of experiencing homelessness or housing instability. So, okay, my rent is late. If this moratorium ends, I don't have the money to be able to pay this back rent. If the moratorium ends, the landlord is going right to the magistrate to file. If this moratorium ends, I'm going to be sleeping on, my cousin or best friend's couch. So those are some examples of being able to prove, and you have to be able to prove these things, that you will have housing instability in order to do that. Because realize that the last video that I did, and that basically pertains to the state of Pennsylvania here, that a lot of folks got cut out of that rent relief. The funds had pretty much what we thought had dried up, but they were not utilized in that period of time that they needed to be. So they may as well have been dried up because the funds have been since allocated elsewhere. So with 25 billion split across the U.S. territories, your state gets, maybe 200 million or so. Realize that that is going to be spread thin for those folks who may have missed out on this last bit of rent relief, and the new folks coming in who just got unemployed, just got laid off, just got permanently unemployed. So they may that is going to definitely heighten the need and create more of a demand for these funds. All right. And the last bullet point, they said the household income, again, has to be below the 80% AMI. So again, this will be linked in the description box below for your review. My suggestion to you all is that come next week, because they're talking about the stimulus checks, period. They're going to start issuing them potentially as early as Monday of next week, the very beginning of next week, electronically, and so on and so on. So you'll definitely want to check that out from that end of things. But as far as the rent relief, I will do my best from my end to see what information I can dig up. My guess is that here in the state of Pennsylvania, they're probably going to allocate the same agencies as before, hopefully putting in place some better measures to make sure that everybody gets the money that they need and deserve. But during the rest of this week, landlords, tenants, get your leases together, Make sure that you get that on par, because that's usually one of the things that they ask you for is an active lease, any kind of other paperwork, pay stubs, and so forth, and be the first in line, so that way you can get that money. So make sure you have all your paperwork together, and I would start calling, checking phfa.org's website. I just checked before I did this video. I did not see anything on there as of yet, but like I said, I will actively keep checking to see if I can find out any information from my end, what is actually going to be happening with that, and what agencies are going to be, you know, doing the whole vetting process, collecting paperwork, and so forth, what county agencies here locally, but definitely be prepared. Now you all should be pretty much in the know. So if you're watching this outside of Pennsylvania, again, you should hopefully have a good relationship, a good working relationship with your landlord. Let's hope so, because these are times that we cannot fall apart. We cannot fall out. We all need each other. Okay, so let's hope that landlords, tenants can come together and hopefully bridge that gap and get that money that you both so eagerly deserve. You deserve, as a tenant, a good tenant. Hopefully all good tenants are watching this video, okay? And you deserve a nice place, a nice roof over your head. Your landlords, you deserve to have that money so you can keep sustaining yourselves and taking care of your families and yourself and so forth. So let's all work together. So like I said, that is my tip. Get your money to get your documents together, things that you think they may ask for, tenants, pay stubs, landlords, make sure your leases are in order, they're current, they're dated, the whole nine. So that way, when they do go through that checklist and say, okay, these are the things we need, that you can have them at that disposal, at your disposal to give over. But that is it for now. Like I said, I will continue to try to do as much reporting on this as possible. Until the next time, guys, have a blessed one. Take care.